Hello, good evening, and my name is Augustine, and I'm one of the many voices within the TPC community, and I'm here to make my broadcast. Now, as I broadcast short, being short, from the meeting, the broadcasters meeting. Following the broadcasters meeting, it's supposed to be the send button meeting. But I have a flight to catch in another few minutes from now, so it's expedient that I should make my broadcast. And since it will be recorded in the send button meeting, when I get to my destination, I could do well to listen. I mean, pick up the link and listen, because it's a very important meeting that will be held by community, and the host will be there. Today, the title of my broadcast will be 3 Simple Tasks for the Mass Adoption Team within the TBC community broadcast. Now, before I go into full details of my broadcast, I would want to say that the TBC community is moving forward. That's the first thing I would want to say. The TBC community is making some good progress, and it will continue to get better by the day. Now, a number of things, and currently who have found victims of such kind of events or offense are now under investigation. Now, if they have been found guilty, then they are going to face the consequences if they refuse to admit and apologize. Organization. The TBC community is not a military regime forced to do things, and if you fail to do it, then it's eviction. Now, in my previous videos, which still holds within the community, and the title of the video then was Downsizing, Proper Placements, and the Coming Abundance Phase within the TBC community. I want us to please bear this in mind, that those things will take place in the event of time. It wouldn't happen instantly, it wouldn't happen immediately, it would happen in the event of time. So, as we begin this video, please, if you like my video or you've listened to a previous video of mine, you like it, do well to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it if I'm giving a thumbs up, and also you click on the bell button so that anytime I'm live, you could listen to a number of informations I have to pass across. Now, I'm beginning my broadcast in proper details. So before I begin, I would like to share my screen. After I've shared my screen, I throw some lights, and a number of things I'm going to say has already been buttressed upon, or I think the administration has made it clear. The host, which is Bideric, will also throw more lights or create more emphasis on it. What I'm here to do as a broadcaster is to also help in strengthening the voice of the broadcasters, and also to make you understand the priorities that are supposed to be your concern as a member within the TBC community. So I'm going to share my with the this, or we are having is now. The meeting will be starting very soon if it has not started already. But then, like I said, I had a flight, so I do have a flight to catch. And I said it's my responsibility. You know, responsibility is of high priority within the TPC community. You have to step up. I said this before, that the the send button meetings will be recorded. So I can afford to make my broadcast because according to my time schedule, I may not have that luxury of time again. I have scheduled my time to ensure that after my day's responsibility or work activity, which should be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and on Fridays. And I have been to a good extent keeping it, and I still intend keeping it. So I would prefer compromising attending get the points I need to get, and then put in the responsibilities of attending the I have all in doing so. The title of my broadcasters meeting is 3 simple steps within the TBC community. Now, I wouldn't want to take my time to explain all this because if you listen to the send button meeting, you'll be able to understand every information that has already been put down here. I'm only going to pay more attention on this chapter, which is the option C. Now, when I finish with option C, then I would do well to interpret it the way I also do understand it. So I'm also going to bring in a number of things, but I trust God to guide me as to the TBC community. If you haven't, if you can videos, already giving a warning that you do not play it live. If you play it live and you are listening, then it becomes copyright. And once that happens, copyright violation, then it's very likely that your account will be suspended for a while. Appreciate private notes to listen. He has already thrown some light on it. So let me quickly go into this one and then talk about it. Now, in our broadcasters meeting, we threw some light in a number of things, into a number of things. And first of all, I want to commend the administration because the administration has a large heart. Now, the administration understands that the bulk of humanity has been corrupted by the elite of play smart, wants to double cross, would want to take advantage of any opportunities because they think that they are smart. In the TPC community, it's not a fact you are. Financially buoyant you are. Because within a short while, you will find out that it is not your financial strength really that matters. It is not how buoyant you are financially that matters or how smart you think you are. Because the system is a system that is cleansing the world from its own wrongdoing. I said that in my to listen to it. That was the broadcast that I made on Friday. Would you like to be among the top echelon within the TBC community? Now, if you haven't listened to listen, I made you to understand that the system already has the way it operates. And TBC community is cleansing the world of its own doings. And the doings of the TBC community is in tandem or agreement with abundance. It's in agreement with righteousness. It's in agreement with integrity. It's in agreement with faithfulness. Now, if you are in the TBC community, you have two options: to become a full-timer or to become a part-timer. And you are not being forced to do so. You are not being cajoled to do so. A good number of people in the TBC community are open to information, but they have refused to read. They have chosen to become willfully ignorant. And it really pains me that the bulk of are willfully ignorant because they are only interested in seeing how liquid TBC will become. liberated, can only be liquid, have come to the consciousness of the fact that the elites are out there to create a system that is under of them. When they are then that is to bring down humanity. It was created that where these elites are building, they are building a system called the beast kind of system. Now, I said they are building a system called the beast kind of system. Now, it is that system that would give birth to the mark of the beast. I want you to understand, listen to me, that if nothing is done within the TBC community, what will happen is that the whole of humanity is going to what? Capsize. The whole of humanity is going to go down. But let me tell you, TBC admin is not working by his own accord. You may look at the administration and you think that he is doing it under his inspiration. No. The scriptures made it very clear that it is God that works in us, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. The administration was built and he passed through every single public expertise so that it will give him all the to start like the TBC community. The administration remains anonymous. It is because he understands that revealing his face is detrimental to the success of the TBC community. So many of us are of the opinion that the administration is doing whatsoever he likes, and he feels no one sees him. No. The administration is a man that has the understanding of the things of the Lord. Though a good number of us are thinking a contrary opinion, but I do stand to tell you that the administration has a goal, and that goal can only be achieved being anonymous, and that is so. As a TBC community member, I want you to understand that in our community, you have to be faithful, you have to be sincere, you have to be righteous. I said that this TBC community, but moving through this world one more last time to rid the world of its corrupt practices. Now, it is like, now I am coming from my point of perspective as a Christian. Now, the Christian, there was a point that in the book of Ephesians chapter 5, about around the verses 18 to about 26, 27, where the Lord said that he is preparing a church, and that church is going to be without wrinkle. He is coming to rapture a church. Now, coming to think of it, how will the Lord come to rapture a church? Seeing that there is moral decadence everywhere, seeing the rate of immoral actions, seeing the rate of injustice, seeing the rate of unfaithfulness, seeing the rate of ill minds that people have concerning their fellow friends, having concerning their fellow brothers. People are heads. These are events. He said, I am coming for a church without spots. I am coming for a church without wrinkle. How will the Lord achieve this goal? Do you think he's using the same financial system that we are using? The financial system we are using is a system that breeds division. It is a system that breeds corruption. Please, I have not read option C yet, and I am not digressing. I am still on my point. I am only trying to bring out a preamble, after which I read option C, and then I conclude. So do not think that I have run out of my lane. I'm still on my lane. I said that the elite system, the fiat system, is a system that breeds corruption. It's a system that breeds inequality. It's a system that breeds injustice. Reason why to this system, for this kind of system, to bring the rapture of the church. The rapture of the church is a church without spot, without wrinkle. The administration is of the opinion that the majority of the TBC community be, first of all, modest. Secondly, have integrity as their priority. Thirdly, they should be righteous. The administration is not bringing in an issue of religion. No. Now, I am putting out to you because this is my TBC an agreement with the scriptures. And that is the reason why I am interpreting it based on what I do understand. So many people think or do not understand the community. And when I bring this perspective, they look at it like a person that is talking out of point. No, I am talking with firm conviction, and that is the reason why I will continue to stand with this system through to the end. The TBC community has a goal, and the goal is to recreate the world, firstly. Secondly, the goal is to make you understand that God was not unwise. He sees the end from the beginning. That is put in natural resources such as crude oil, natural resources such as gold, natural resources such as groundnuts, cash crops, and so many other things that can be beneficial to the to the world at large. But what has the elite done? The elite makes you understand that a time shall come when oxygen is going to be what? Seriously, God was not unwise. He made sure that everything in this world was put there. Air, the elites are giving you the mind that sometime air will be controlled, that there will be so much people in the world and that there will be so few air and that majority of the people will die. How can that be possible? Do you think you are wiser than God? No, you are not wiser than God. The elite has come up with a number of agendas that are unrighteous, that are wicked, and their whole intention and their goal is to depopulate humanity. Their intent and their goal is to make sure that they reduce humanity to a good point, comfort them a transhuman. This is of the TBC, sorry, of the elites. Now, a very good instance that I can give between TBC and the elites and the world at large is an instance when the children of Israel were moving out of Egypt and they were moving to the promised land. They came to the Red Sea. When they came to the Red Sea, they found out that they couldn't move forward. So a number of things happened. And while that happened, Moses told them to go forward. That was what he told them. So they decided to move by faith and they moved forward. And then the Red Sea divided. But before that happened, the children cried out. And they said that we will die so that our children will be meat, for the wild animals. But Moses said, stand still. And today, the Egyptians you see today, you shall see no more. That was the word of Moses. Now the Egyptians were behind, coming after them with their chariots and the likes. And then they cried out and said, what do we do? The angel of the Lord came down. The Lord sent an angel, and he divided the children of Israel from the children of Egypt. Now, that thing, which is the angel of the Lord that came down, before the children of Israel, they were seeing light. During that their time, they were seeing light. But before the children of Egypt, they were seeing darkness. And that was put so that the children of Egypt do not cross over to capture business. Now, say to make you understand, is a bridge, and that bridge is going to separate from the chaff. The TBC community is a bridge, it's a wall. It is going to filter the unrighteous from the righteous. The TBC community, the TBC is going to only, you're not going to select according to, you may think this is not possible, but I am telling you, you do not select TBC, you will self with the system. And that is the reason why it is open to all, like the scriptures will say. Many are called, few are chosen. Of course, the invitation will be given out to many, but not all will accept the invitation. The admin has an intent, and his goal for inviting is not going to your Facebook, has email address, going to have registering them without their knowledge. No, his system is simple. Invite them, let them consciously accept, and when they have accepted, you gather them processes. And then after that, you through when it comes to training. A good number of the leaders in the community are not doing that. And that is the reason why we are seeing the level of corruption that we are experiencing in the Bitcoin bounty contest, which is not fair. So I want you as a TBC community member to sit down and ask yourself, which option do you prefer? Option one, this is option one. A time shall come when the system may come down, which is the banking system. Calm down, one. And when a global system, which is the world at large. But I think option one will not happen. I'm strongly of the opinion that option one will not happen because all these challenges has come up so that we as community members can sit back and ask our saying I can say option one or option A is not going to happen. Now, this option B looks like something that may happen, but it's a factor of how active and how fast we can grow. Please do not forget that coins like Facebook are coming in very soon. Please do not forget that coins like Telegram will come in. A good number of institutions were also going to come in next year. And a good number of government-based organizations and countries such as China will also bring up their own government-regulated kind of cryptocurrency. Countries like Dubai and the rest. So we are going to be up against these people. And it is your knowledge about TBC that would make you not to deviate into that their kind of system. Please understand that their system is not built on righteousness. Their system is not a system that gives room for humanity to be free. TBC is the only system, and I say it with all sincerity of heart. And if you think that I have or you have a contrary opinion, feel free, make your contest, make your contributions on the request box below. Make your own contribution or your own comments on the comments below. Just go down, click on it, and give me your own opinion. But from my own understanding, I look at it from a general or a general perspective and from the biblical point of view. I have said that TBC community is a wall. TBC community is a hedge. TBC community is something that is going to slow down the elite system, and it is going to select you. If you are a TBC community member and you are an active member, it will, you are going to be part of those that will build it, because it's a thing of destiny and the purpose God has created this world in these last days to fulfill. You may think this I am saying sounds far-fetched, but we shall see how it all winds out. Now, I'm going to read option C, and then I will tell you the three that the TBC mass adoption teams should put in mind. Coming 2020, let me read it. TBC achieves mass adoption in 2020 after the administration has talked about option A and option B. Now he's talking about option C. Now, let me continue. TBC achieves mass adoption in 2020 before either option A or option B happens. So the administration is telling you that it's our responsibilities to make this a reality. How can that be done? First of all, update yourself by getting knowledge. You don't get knowledge from a third party. You don't get knowledge from an alternative person. You don't get knowledge from me. You get knowledge from the administration. And how does the administration interact with the community? Simple, using the blog. So become a student of the blog. The problem we are having is that so many people think that the administration tells you to pay your admin fee, and you think it's a task too hard for you to pay. I've said where there is a willful mind, then there'll be a willful, there'll be the room or provision that will be made for you to achieve your goal. So have a willful mind. And when you have a willful mind, I want to tell you that as you do so, you are lifting the world out of poverty. You are helping to promote the system of abundance. Paying your admin fee actually says, I agree with a system called abundance. And for now, the administration is not asking for too much. So please put this in perspective. We need to raise funds to make TBC come to the limelight. Let me continue. We have no clear timeline to go by here. We just know all the signs are red hot, indicating our time to take action is very short. Option C returns the birthright back to the people because the birthright has been stolen by the elites. The birthright has been stolen by the Luciferians. The birthright has been stolen by those who are top cult systems, and you know them. I wouldn't want to go into details. In a few days from now, some of you will be worth $300 million. Please calm down. Let's read along. That is abundance. And so little is expected in return. Let's go about this. Let's go about this again. The admin is saying, in a few days from now, some of you will be worth $300 million. That is abundance. And so little is expected in return. What is expected? It is simple. It is $25 by 12 months. Now, $25 by 12 months. Let's do the calculation. $25 by 12 months. It's only $300 the administration needs from you. And if he's able to get it, I think it will be enough for us to build the necessary technology to push us to become among the top tiers of the coins that are going to confront us or challenge us or try to bring us down. Of course, the elites are still working. They may not have seen us yet, but I want to tell you that by the year 2020, it's going to be a year of war. That is the reason why admin is counting on you to help in paying the admin fee for now. But we here in the TBC have our problems too. Our plan only works with honest people. Our plans only works with honest people. Now, it must have integrity and unity. It must have integrity and unity. Not easy things to achieve nowadays. So the administration is trying to make you understand that honesty, integrity, and love, because without love, there can't be unity. So honesty, integrity, and love is what we need to bind ourselves together. Now, many of us in the community has been dominating the Bitcoin bounty contest. I want to believe that after the investigation and everything has been done accordingly and correctly, those ones who has been dominating will have to calm down and allow nature to take its course. Now, let me continue. But they are a must for us. The admin is saying they are a must. Now, as you can see by the recent blog post, we have a huge investigation happening right now to sort out who the true winners of the Bitcoin contests are. I will pay the winners as soon as I can figure out who was honest in this last contest period. Now, this actually means that going forward, if you play smart, then you may have yourself to blame. Now, let's quickly move into the Gringo Cash back office. Now, if you look into this particular one, you'll find out that this is the English send button meeting. Now, these numbers looks reasonable, although over time it's going to increase. And these people are expected to be new and are supposed to be active or real human beings. Now, there was one of them which I saw, and I would also want to bring it to our limelight. Not this one. I think Bangla. Yes. Now, if in a day someone is able to get 102, I may be wrong, but I really wonder how someone will be able to give 102 in a single day. A single second, please. All right, my apologies on that. Now, like I said, I really wonder how real someone can go out and get 102 in one day. The admin is not looking for people who will go out and then get phone books and then register them 102. No. And then someone else is bringing 94. I would want you to understand that until we are able to become sincere, if you are a full timer, you have to be first of all sincere. Sincerity matters because you are not only doing these things for the sake of money. If you are being driven by the fact that you are going to make money, then that means you have not understood the whole goal of the TBC community. The whole goal of the TBC community is to lift humanity out of the bondage that the elite has subjected them into and build them and bring them into a point of abundance. When you have this understanding, you will make sure that everything you are doing is out of consciousness, and you would not put it that you must kill before you win. Because what you are doing, in a way, is killing the TBC community. The administration has not finished with these investigations, and these ones has come up. I really wonder how valid these people are. I may be wrong. They may also be real human beings. But today is Monday. You can't get 102 people on Monday willingly without meeting them. You have to meet them out of the multitude. If for you to actively bring 102 people, that means you may have met close to 400 to 500 people. Of course, many will still turn you down. So when you put these things in perspective, you'll find out that, well, I don't know. The bottom line I'm actually trying to drive at here is what? Honesty. We have to be very honest and sincere. That's what the administration is trying to point. So let me round off. After this, then I tell you the 3 steps and I close for the day. And now let me continue. So far, we have identified over 40 top contestants. It's unfortunate. I'm really not happy with the fact that a good number of people are jeopardizing their reputation, because a good number of them, or a few of them, I do not know, so many of them, because one beautiful thing, that one ugly thing, not beautiful. One ugly thing about humans is when you are corrected, it takes virtue and it takes a great level of understanding to admit that you are wrong. Now, a good number of them, when they are contacted, if they refuse to comply, well, they have chosen to shoot themselves on the leg, possibly on their knees. So I would crave your indulgence. If you are a victim of such kind of things, please, I want you to act with all calmness and all humility and ensure that you are not going to be a victim going forward. So now that seemed to be signing fake accounts. Now, if these 40 people has been signing fake accounts, I can imagine how many fake accounts are in our database already. It's unfortunate. Now, the administration already has his own long-term plan of how to filter out these fake accounts. Of course, he will do that. But it concerns me, it gives me great concern that these ones are putting their own benefits coming first instead of the community's benefits. What does it benefit you? What does it profit you when you put fake accounts and you are giving 200 grains of gold? It's dishonest gain, and you are not going to enjoy such kind of gain. I'm not cursing you, I'm not giving you an insult. It's just law of karma. The law of karma would always catch up on you. You shouldn't have that kind of conscience to play, and every month, every week you are winning. Where are you getting these people from? Emails will be going out to all of them regarding this contest period. We need all of them to respond to these emails. The choice is simple for them. They can either declare themselves ineligible or fully cooperate with our investigation. Ineligible means we caught them producing fake signups and they don't expect to win this contest. But it also means that they promise never to create fake or multiple accounts again, ever. Fully cooperate means they believe they are innocent and will back up all of their signups with proof and documentation and have some very good answers to all of our questions. So Let me continue. We will examine their documentations and make judgment calls on each case. Now, if they fail to respond to our emails, then we will assume they are ineligible. Now, we would like to get all of this sorted out before our next send button meeting, a week from now, so that I can pay the true winners. This is promoting godliness. This is promoting faithfulness. So those who are very intelligent in marketing or who have good knowledge, because of course you can't bring in anyone if you don't have good knowledge. There are people that will ask you questions. So you have to make sure you merge or you immerse yourself in knowledge. And how you do it is by following a good leader. If you don't follow a good leader, well, I wonder how you bring in people. Of course, you can say we're bringing a community and it doesn't cost anything. Do come in. For now, you wouldn't pay anything, but going forward, next month you will pay. Yes, if you're able to do that, beautiful. The admin even says that you should say less and bring in as much as possible. Let them pay with the admin fee. And then as much as possible, put them through training processes. And as long as you're able to do that, out of 10, possibly 3 or 4 will comply. And being consistent would mean over time, they are going to continue to grow in numbers and you are going to be getting your own Bitcoin bounty. Do not concern yourself with taking first. If you are fortunate to take first, fine. The system was designed in such a way that it will go round. It will go perfectly round. That is what the admin wants. Obviously, I cannot pay the winners before Christmas. Of course, Christmas should be the day after tomorrow. Let's be realistic. Of course, I do agree with you, admin. Now, I have the Bitcoin to pay them all right now. But due to so much apparent fraud, we need to complete this investigation first. Okay, so possibly plus minus 1 week from now, the investigation will be sorted out. In the meantime, treat all the accused with respect. Let us do our job. Like I said, it is love and respect. Every human being is fallible. Possibly, I would say they are acting out of the system that they are coming out of, or the system that they are still existing in. Of course, that system doesn't promote righteousness. It doesn't promote faithfulness. When they have this understanding and they work with this understanding, I don't think that these things will be their goal to always be first. First must come with what? Sincerity. A number of things that the world sees as normal, when you sit down and look at it critically, you find out that there is no godliness behind it. There is no sincerity, there is no righteousness. And in this system, we are building from the top, from the ground up, a system of sincerity, a system of righteousness. And I want you and I to put hands together. And if you can't do anything about the TBC community, the best thing you can do is to be silent. If you can't do anything about the TBC community, please step aside and be silent. Okay? Now let me finish. This is the last sentence or the last 2 sentences. Now, these are the growing pains of TBC. The admin says it is growing pains, meaning that in a short while, all these things shall be sorted out. We must see the truth about how important it is for us all to be an honest people. Our lives depend on it. Literally, TBC is our best option for humanity. So let's not mess up this option, okay? No matter what, happy holidays to you all. I would say Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. Well, my system promotes Christmas. And although Jesus was not born on December, because when you look into the Bible, you will find out that the 3 wise men, they were in the field when Jesus was born. When they saw the star in heaven and they followed the star to the manger where Mary was with Joseph in a humble state, the Savior of the world. Now, if it was December, of course, they wouldn't be under the field by that time. But then, since there was no particular reference unto the day that Jesus was born, meaning that it wasn't something that was of major concern. But you see, the world is celebrating it. Now, if it was something that was of major concern, then the Bible would have recorded it at a particular day, because in the Bible that talked about the particular day, the particular month, the particular time. If the birth of Jesus was of so much importance, the Bible would have also recorded it. But well, I digressed. Pardon me for that. Bottom line is, we understand our season, and I'm celebrating Merry Christmas. So I want to stop my video by saying Merry Christmas, and finally talk about the 3 conditions the administration demands from you to be a to be a mass adopter in the TBC community. The first one is this: you have to pay your admin fee. In fact, for now, the administration's concern is that you pay your admin fee. And if you snooze, you lose. What do I mean by that? If at one point you stop paying it at a particular month, then that means you are not going to continue in being in the mass adoption team. So you should make sure you are paying it on a regular note, most comfortably by the January 1st and down to December. If you are paying it on the 1st of every month, it will be to your own advantage. So the administration's concern for now, according to priority or according to scale of preference, number 1, pay your administration fee. This is the first condition. The second condition that the admin would need from you after you have been regularly paying your admin fee is to create mass awareness, consciousness, publicity by becoming a broadcaster. If you are not willing to become a broadcaster, how can you lead? Now, the question is this: if you are going to be a broadcaster, what do you know you are broadcasting? If you do not know enough about TBC, are you sure you can broadcast? Or you think it's good enough to just pick up a blog and then read it? No, you should have an understanding. If you do not have a proper understanding and you have some people in your broadcast who asks you questions and you don't have an answer, how can you then defend your system? Now, finally, if you're able to do a broadcast and you have a proper understanding, the next thing that is required of you is to become a recruiter. Now, however you choose to do your recruiting, it's your problem, it's your challenge, it's your choice. You can choose to do Facebook recruiting, you can choose to do one-on-one recruiting, and you should do it according to your pace. Now, if we are able to have 111,111 full-timers or people who are consciously and consistently paying their admin fee, the admin will have enough funds to be able to do what he's supposed to do, and also the community will grow. So the administration is very, very concerned for now about paying your admin fee. And do not think that he's asking for too much, because it's not forced upon you, it's your choice. Bear this in mind, that if you choose to pay on January 1st and you want to become part of the mass adoption team, then put in mind that you will continue to make your payments until the end of the year. And how much would it cost in total? Simple, $300. Now, let's check about $300 in Naira equivalent. Now, $300, if we multiply it by 360, it's going to be about 108,000 in Nigerian equivalent. Let's add plus or minus. There could be transaction fees, so everything should sum up to about 110,000. If you're able to keep this money or you have this money, do it. Now, everybody has the way they go about it. Now, in the TBC community, there are people that cut across different sections, different sectors. There are people who are full-timers and all they do is TBC. There are people who are also working and they are doing TBC. Wherever you are in this world, come together, put your hands together, make TBC a success. I want you to understand something. Some of you people are afraid. Some people are afraid. They want to become among the mass adopters, but they do not want to take the sacrifice. I want you to please understand that all the administration needs from you is only 3 conditions. Firstly, pay your admin fee on a regular note. And paying the admin fee on a regular note is not enough, because this is the first requirement. The second requirement is being a broadcaster. Now, being a broadcaster means you must have a very good understanding about the TBC community. Being a broadcaster actually means you have to be attending send button meetings. I mean broadcasters meetings. Now, if you are not consistently doing these things, I then don't know how you go about it. The third requirement is when you will be trained. The administration says that over time, he's going to take his time to explain step by step how this process will unveil. So please, I have stopped at this point. I wouldn't want to go further. The send button meeting possibly would have come to an end. I do not know, but I would do well to pay attention to it tomorrow because, like I said, I have a plane to catch. All right, let me go back. If there are any questions or anything that my people who came around, okay, it's only one person that is around and he says hello. Well done. I think I will stop here. So till we meet again on Wednesday. Cheers. Do have a wonderful time and till Wednesday. God bless you. Bye for now.